So what's up everyone, Frank Valkyria. So here we go, this news came to my attention and we have to talk about it right away because it could be nothing, but also there are some things which means a lot. So here we go, I was scrolling through the news and we got this press conference, at least the beginning, somewhere here. And there are just journalists going in and photographer before everything starts, and the microphone it's already on. And we hear this gentleman.
Hey, all right, man.
Where do you go, babe?
You can take out the mask, Doug. The case fatality rate's like 0.1 to 0.3 according to
Is it really?
He says like, basically one gentleman says to the other, like, you can take off the mask because the mortality rate is 0.1 to 0.3 here in California, I guess, where this is taking place.
That's reassuring.
USC.
Everybody here's been vaccinated anyway.
USC and LA County Public
And
Health.
then he says like, everybody, the gentleman with the mask says, everybody here is being vaccinated anyway. So this is the controversial part, and we're gonna get to that in a second.
Study. They found that there are 7,000 cases in California, but they really believe that there are anywhere from 221,000 to 442,000 people who were infected.
Really?
Yeah, this is
So
the
that makes
interesting
it
part.
0.1.
This is the interesting part because basically the other journalist says, there are 7,000 cases here in California, but they really believe that there are anywhere between 221,000 to 442,000, which is quite remarkable. So, and then the guy says, so it was a hoax, Mills jokes, but Roberts replied, no, I don't think it was a hoax. Anyway, the part that is more interesting here to me, now apart for the controversial remark of the guy with the mask saying, like, okay, everybody here is being vaccinated anyhow. Go figure what he meant. It could mean also like, there are also other vaccines for older people. Older people that usually are advised to get a vaccine for the flu. So perhaps you might also refer to that because in this period, of course, you can still get the flu. So if you have a shot for that, at least you don't, you're covered from that. Because if you can get sick there and then you get it also from something else, probably it's not really a good idea to have all of that on you. So I suppose he might be talking of that, or maybe he was making a joke, even though the reaction around, what surprises me, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe, it's just doing a joke or something, which still could be, and people didn't react, also because there wasn't much people around him, but the other guy didn't really react as if it was a joke. So this thing is the part where it gets controversial, and I'm sure there is going to be all an array of videos on the net here talking about this and that, and all the trolls that they were hiding under rocks, now they're gonna come out and scream, yes, I told you, I knew there was a conspiracy. But anyway, the thing that for me is the most interesting actually is the fact that the other guy said there could be anywhere between 200,000 400,000 cases here in California alone. And that's something personally that I've always suspected, because everywhere else we only know of the number of people with symptoms, get tested, people with mild symptoms, but we have no idea of how many. Perhaps they report very little symptoms or none and then just don't report it. We don't know. So I always had this sense that in order to have all these people that we get to test and know about, probably there is 10 times more, the number of people being infected with no symptoms or very little symptoms. And so therefore, like in a country like Italy, where I'm from, that there are 160,000 cases or more by now, or around there, like in Spain and in Germany, we're all past 100,000 cases. So it probably is the case that also here in Europe, in each country, the number reported, the real number are way higher, way higher. So perhaps there's between Europe and the States, there are already millions of people which they're going through this, and in a sense that probably is a good news, because if let's speculate, this is just purely speculation, but let's say the numbers are already tenfold everywhere, so that 25 million people have been infected or they're going through this already, that means that already way more people are going to develop immunity, once they recover, or once their body, whether with little symptoms or whether with no asymptomatic, they fought this virus. So in that way, that's reassuring, because it means that we're going to have a lot more people walking around immune, and with that immunity, of course, you block the virus going around, and the number could be even higher if this thing is spreading so quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if it was already like 100 million people, everywhere that gone through this, and that would still be a very reassuring in a sense. It's I'm not saying that losing 160,000 people, it's something to just all right, that's nothing. That's extremely sad. But if the numbers are so much higher, then, like the guy said, the mortality rate will be so much lower. You know what I mean? And if you compare it to other case mortality of other things, then it will start to make more sense. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to see, let's say, even though it's really hard to talk about something positive when a lot of people die, but if truly the numbers are higher, then it makes much more sense what we're going through. It makes much more sense also the possibility that we're gonna extinguish this thing sooner, perhaps. So anyway, finger crossed. And regarding the remark of everything is being vaccinated, I really have no idea there. Like, it could be maybe that like those people do know something that we don't know yet, and we'll see how they're going to manage to salvage this, what they're going to come up with to cover it up. So it's going to be interesting also to follow up on this. And for the moment, wash your hands, stay inside, and I'll see you later.